What's up, everybody? Episode 1, Drink with Jake. Pour yourself a drink if you're at home and if you're of age. And so we're excited to get this started. This is Vic, everybody.
Yeah. I'm the man behind the cam for him, if you didn't know.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. Anyway, the Olympics. Postponed, man. It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Is this the first time in history, do you think?
It is. I was listening on the news the other day. I think they said it's the first time in history it's ever been postponed or like a change. There's people that have, obviously countries that have not gone, but I think it's the first time in history it's ever been postponed. I
think it's crazy too because Trump is talking about, having us all go back to work, in April and whatnot. But the entire, they're pushing it back an entire year.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess better safe than sorry. Don't want to keep saying, oh, it's in a couple months, athletes, keep training your butt off. And
I agree. And I think that's one of it is, it's not just, everybody looks at the Olympics as it's just in, July or August or whatever. For everybody else that's training for it, they have to qualify, right? So we always qualified in June, which is very, very soon, just a couple months away or 2 months away or whatever. So just a qualification. And there's actually some athletes that have already qualified, which is, that's blows your mind. So they have to kind of figure that whole thing out. And
so that you think they'll have to re-qualify then?
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see because I don't think it's very fair for them who have qualified.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're doing it on a time frame and they're prepping at the right time.
Yeah. Maybe you get lumped into a little depression because it didn't work out and you just start eating donuts.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. So it's wild times. But I think all the athletes, everybody that I know, everybody seems like they're kind of. It obviously sucks. The Olympics is your dream. They want it to happen, but at the same time, if you're one of the guys or girls that can't train because you can't go to your facilities, it's that's not fair either.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Them not even being able to train because they closed down a couple weeks ago, right? All the training facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
It's huge.
You know how you do that? If you're a swimmer, what do you do?
Exactly.
You hope you're Michael Phelps and have a pool in your house or something?
Exactly, dude. Yeah. So, and, even the guys, gymnastics, I guess if maybe it's basketball, you can still kind of train, go put up a basketball hoop, it's very different, but it's not the same. But gymnastics, you can't just set that up,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. And just a couple of days off, can affect you, So, a month off is you can't do that right before the Olympics, so.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how the training works, but when you guys are training for the Olympics, at least so gymnastics, is your diet changing, leading month by month, going up or what?
Not too much. You're trying to actually at that point, you should be pretty dialed in and keeping it consistent. You should have where your body's at, how you feel good, and eating kind of consistent foods where just how your body's going to react. So you're just keeping it strict, but it's very strict. You're not eating bad food, you're not drinking, you're not doing all these other things. At least that's what I was doing. Yeah. And so you're doing that for months. I didn't drink for almost the first year or the year before the Olympics. It was 9 or something months. I just completely stopped that, ate good. So you're doing that the whole year before, and then it's hey, okay, now you restart. So I'm sure a lot of them are probably taking a breather, kind of relaxing a little bit.
You were in that situation, would you be drunk that night?
Yeah, probably. I'd just be gosh, dang it, all this work for, basically nothing now. But no, definitely is. I would take a breather and kind of mentally just relax because you've been so locked in for so long, for sure. But
I feel like my luck would be I would get drunk as hell and then wake up in the morning never mind, it's back on.
Sweet. Keep going again. You're oh man, nice little breather right there. Yeah, it's a crazy time, man. But hopefully
it's crazy.
Hopefully everything gets back to normal pretty soon. And
you saw my samurai Instagram
thing.
So I had an idea this morning to get the Tokyo skyline and do some sort of Olympic rings and have it spell out 2020 and then change to 2021.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So that would be pretty sweet. So hopefully I can get that done in a couple days. But
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's just, when does this happen?
I know it does.
It's weird.
That's the thing that's so crazy. The first time literally in history, and it's I think they were talking about it too. It's something that brings everybody together that we could all probably use right now. But obviously with it being so contagious, you can't. But just the Olympics being what it is, and everybody sits down and watches it, and everybody cheers for their countries and their teammates or their athletes. So would have been nice.
I was starting to think that maybe they would do it kind of like the Khabib fight, empty, like no crowd.
Just live stream everything.
But I feel like they lose like millions,
So
if not billions, on that.
Yeah, I think they said something like they're supposed to spend like 17 billion or something on it. So that's why.
How much do you make?
I don't know, but that's why that was why they didn't want to postpone it, because they're spending, they spend so much money on it, but they had to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. Would you? So you guys had a trip?
Yeah.
Planned to Japan.
Planned to Japan. That sucked.
Canceled.
Yeah, canceled, and it sucks because Delta Airlines let us reimburse our flights. Just send it straight to the credit card, which is great. Nice. But Airbnb at the time when I was looking into it, it wasn't covered under their extenuating circumstances.
Is it now?
It was after I already did something about it. And so, I called them and they're like, if you cancel, you only get your 50% refund, but then you also lose out on all the service and cleaning fees or whatever they charge you. So it's really like you're getting 40 to 35% back. And it's like, when you spend about $1,000 on rooms in Japan, you're like,
that's a lot.
Is there any other option? And they're like, well, you could probably try and contact your host, see if you can, reschedule the date. And so before I even did that, I started looking at all their availabilities, and it looked like they were available mid to end June, all at the same time. So I was like, perfect. I'm gonna, try and swap it over. And so you have to ask them, and then you have to pay the difference if the cost is more on those dates. But yeah, so it worked out, except the day after I got them all approved is when they added Japan on there. So I could have just canceled them all, got my money back, and then took my time trying to figure it out, because, then the next few days I started looking at flights, and it sucks because we had really good flights out of Vegas, and now we'd have to fly out of LA for an extra $150 per person, and we still got to get to LA.
Yeah.
And so that.
And it's booked for June. You could have probably booked it for next summer or something.
Exactly. So now I'm worried that the coronavirus is still going to be, messing up everyone's plans all the way to then, and then I'm going to be in the same position. So I tried calling Airbnb a couple days ago, and they're like, oh, it's going to be an hour wait. But after being on hold for 5 hours, 10 days ago, I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. So I just, I messaged them on the app, and they just say they'll message you when they get it. And it's already been 2 days. So I'm just, waiting on that. But I'm trying to tell them, hey, you guys added it to the extenuating circumstances right after I changed it. I feel like they were really slow to update that. They had the United States on there before they had Japan. It's like, why? Right. Everyone was talking about Asia being such a hot spot, but you won't consider them. So that really sucks. And I hope they get back to me and let me cancel, because I don't think that's going to work out for us. And I told them, I was like, I think the Olympics just got pushed back, so that leads me to believe it's going to be a problem again. So I don't know. And so now it says our booking date's in June and not March when they would have covered it. So, don't have me book your trip.
Yeah,
ever.
Happens a lot. Would you have rather done it next year, or?
I want to go as soon as I can. I've got all these ideas, just creatively that I want to do, but then I also want to go. But the problem is that we had a small window for either this spring break or in summer.
Just with work and things like that.
After that, it's like everyone and their mother's getting married, and all these things are happening in the summer, and that's
maybe
tough
those
too.
are pushed off now, because
Oh, I know. I'm getting worried that brides that have booked me are gonna have to push back their dates for their wedding. But I don't know. I just want to get up there as soon as we can, but I don't know when that's gonna be, because if it's not in summer, then I think the next one is Christmas break, and I don't know if I want to go there during winter.
Christmas, can't do as much probably.
It's really nice when you can wear a t-shirt.
But that's a buddy of mine that I fish with. We booked a trip to Alaska. I don't even know if I've told you yet. So we booked a trip to Alaska, and then we just got an update that through the end of March, I think, it might even be into April, if you're flying into Alaska, Anchorage, any of them, they're quarantining you for I think 12 to 14 days.
So it's
like we literally fly in, we drive 2 hours to our cabin. We're supposed to be up at 4 the next morning to go on a guided trip. We have everything booked, and then we get an email that's but it's in June. So hopefully we should be, things will kind of settle down. Dang. But Yeah, it's gonna suck if
It's in
basically
June?
the same
Yeah.
thing is like middle of June, like June 10th we're supposed to leave. So hopefully things kind of calm down in the beginning of April and they don't make everybody like quarantine when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand why they're doing
Yeah.
that, especially it being Alaska, like such a beautiful, nice,
Yeah.
just place with so many great things. But yeah, I'm just really hoping things kind of calm down that we can get there and get going.
It's so weird, man. And
It's crazy.
I feel like it's just you never know what to believe anymore too, because like at first it was like, no, government's making this, or the media's making this a bigger deal than it needs to be, and then everyone started reaffirming what the media is saying, even though the media was still getting us all more hysterical than we need to be.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the media overhyped it up, made it way worse than it really needed to be. But I do think at the same time it is kind of good because people need to be serious about it, and like we can't be, like you saw everybody on spring break in Florida that like just doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's like seriously, like really, like take one for the team for like a week and just stay home.
Did
just
you hear Joe Rogan's explanation as to why those people are doing that? I guess he's just been commenting on like the comedians' posts who like share it, whatever. He's like, they just want to,
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's exactly it.
I saw so many
Crazy.
memes with stuff like that were like them. They're like, oh, we paid for our trip and we've had this plan for 2 months, and it's got like funny voices that are like going over them and stuff. Oh man.
I saw one of those joke articles that was like, the spring breaking millennials spell out YOLO on the beach and dead bodies or whatever. It's so funny. And that's the thing too that's hilarious is that like, people constantly blame millennials for everything. I believe in a lot of these things. They keep saying the millennials are the ones doing these things.
Yeah.
And I think the youngest millennials right now are 24 like me, and then like the oldest are like 35.
Okay.
And so there's like all these millennials posting like, I have not been in college for years. Like I haven't had a spring break. Like I'm not at the beach right now. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, because back in the day it was like, what's the next one? Like Generation Z or something like that?
I think so.
Some weird thing like that. But yeah, no, I saw everybody out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and I don't know about you guys. I'm not too paranoid. Like I went to Home Depot today to get some stuff for the house,
Yeah.
And I just try to be cautious, be aware. And obviously if I didn't feel good, I wouldn't be going around other people. And I'm kind of just hoping the same for others.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, if you don't have to go outside, then don't, but
yeah, I mean, I just have been like, if I have to go grocery shopping or something, I try and bring hand sanitizer with me so I can hit it before I even touch my car.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've been a little bit more paranoid, but I'm not too worried about getting it. I'm not too worried about all that stuff. I'm really hoping it blows over soon.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Trump wanting everyone to go back to work come like April or Easter weekend or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know, because I saw something. Again, I feel like this is kind of another media thing, because when I watched the interview when he was talking, he was like, we're going to go back much sooner than everybody anticipates. It's not going to be months and months, because everyone's like, it's going to be like July that we're going back.
Yeah.
I would like to honestly go back sooner rather than later. Obviously, we have a business that's closed down right now, and so that really does suck. But at the same time, I want it to taper first. Like, I think it's going to kind of hit a peak, and we're going to start to see numbers and everything kind of like calm down. I just don't know if it's going to happen in April. I'm thinking maybe like in April we're going to see like a peak. And people are still going to be like concerned, but it's going to take another week or 2 weeks, for it to start going down, where people kind of calm down and understand that it's like going away. Maybe we have a hold on it.
Right.
So, I don't know. We're looking at that mid to late April open. We're hoping.
Yeah.
Like I said, as a business, I hope so, but I would much rather the entire world be safer than sorry and get all the businesses running again. But I see the economic value of getting everything going. And I mean, people are losing jobs. People are losing their businesses. They're having to close things down, But if we don't do it the right way, it could continue that way. Yeah. So I kind of see both.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I feel the same way. But like, obviously I'm not an economist. I just don't know how long we could last without everyone working. Like how bad is that for our economy, especially if they do end up sending us all checks, and I don't know if they're trying to get us back to work so they don't have to send checks. So there goes like, you know, 500 billion you didn't have to send out.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't know how long they could keep this up, and it seems like they're being really slow to get people checks. And if so many people are living check to check, like, I just wonder how much more dangerous could the economy just going to complete crap be? Like, how much more dangerous could that be than a pandemic, or is it more dangerous? Like, because we could all get really sick, or people could just start looting the crap out of each other, and then, you know, it's Mad Max.
I mean, exactly. That was my thing with like the whole gun thing. It's like you have people over here that, you know, think guns and this and that are terrible, and they're probably the ones going out to buy them right now because they don't have any. And it's like, hello, like, you're kind of not doing it right here. When things start getting crazy, you're like, now I'm going to go buy a gun, which you've never trained with, you've never used, you don't shoot, and you can't shoot because there's no ammo, you know? So it's just...
I know I stocked up on my ammo. It's still not here yet, so
let's
hope things don't pop off yet.
Well, I got you, so we're good.
Yeah, Colton sent me home with a mag, so I was like, well, at least I've got one.
I have something.
I saw a funny meme about that. You know that like super famous photo of that girl who's like getting all intense and whatnot. She's like
the
crazy
little kid?
No, the liberal girl. This happened back, I think, when it was like the Trump's not my president stuff. It's like this girl with this super intense face. They photoshopped her onto a person with like a bunch of toilet paper, but it's like, why does anyone need that much ammo? And then it shows her there with like a bunch of toilet paper in her cart.
Yeah. So funny.
That's actually something, like, I hope toilet paper's back in full stock within a month, because I might be showering after.
I was listening to stuff like that too, and I was listening to this one military guy, and he was like, seriously? He's like, if you're overstocking on toilet paper, he's like, what is your issue? He's like, I can think of like 10 different ways to get that done.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the most pleasant, or, you know,
but that Andy Stump guy?
Yeah.
He's like, I use the rock.
Yeah, he was like, I grabbed, what was it, like gravel or something, and Joe was like, how did that end up? He was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny, but yeah, of all the things, it's like, I was so shocked. I'm like, why toilet paper?
I would think alcohol and ammo would be like...
And that was what someone was saying when, like, the crash happened, this happened, there's two companies, or two, like, types of businesses that do well, and it's alcohol, and I can't remember what he was saying the second one was, but it was alcohol and something. It might have been, like, guns and ammo or something like that. So it's like, everybody just stays home, stocks up, and gets drunk, I guess.
And say you had to go mobile and whatnot, like, what are you gonna do with the whole Costco pack of toilet paper? Like,
well, and that's what I was stoked about it, because we have, you know, we've got toilet paper that, you know, we're fine. But when they're freaking out about that, that's fine. I'd rather them freak out about that than wait. Like, food was hard to get, but you could still get it. But it was like paper towels and toilet paper you couldn't get. So I'm like, that's fine. You guys freak out about that. I'm going to make sure we've got enough food, we can last. But the other thing I'd freak out, people were saying, like, baby diapers, formula food. Oh, that. Like, if I had a kid, man, and I couldn't get that stuff, that's when I'd be like, oh, no, this is scary.
It definitely makes you realize how... or just makes you thankful for truck drivers, food supply, all that stuff.
Still keeping things going, man.
We'd be so hopeless.
Yeah. I'm gonna fill up this. All right. But yeah, man, I don't know. Have you noticed anything else that is crazy that people are stocking up on? It was pretty much like toilet, and that was the other thing. Paper towels. It was like, why paper towels? Don't you have like a cloth towel?
I think that's like backup toilet paper.
Probably.
I think people start doing
coffee
that.
filters.
Coffee filters?
People have like resorted to coffee filters on their toilet paper roll. I was like,
that's crazy.
That is awesome.
I've definitely thought about like how much I use.
You just be like being cautious.
I'm being way more careful, counting squares and whatnot.
Yep. I know. I was blowing my nose the other day, and I probably would have had a little bit more toilet paper to blow my nose, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be safe with that. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I was glad. Like, I never use hand sanitizer, but we actually have a lot of it in the house. It's like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's crazy times right now, but
I know.
At least we're not on lockdown. We can actually leave the house if we need to, right? Like, what is it? Oregon, Washington, California are all on.
New York, I think too.
New York,
or at least the city.
I heard
don't know
Oklahoma just did that.
Really?
I was like,
I mean,
I have buddies in Oklahoma like, I think we're going on full lockdown. We can't even leave the house. I'm like, oh man, that would, at least here, like I can go fish, I can go hike, I can at least like get out where you're not like by a bunch of people, you know. So at least you can leave.
I know. I feel like I can't even leave because there's nowhere to go. I mean, it's not that much different than my normal life. I would normally just go to the gym and then go home.
Right.
But now I can't even do that. And so, and of course the weather was horrible the last 2 weeks, besides like
all
2
the
days.
snow and the wind and everything like that. Yeah.
And so when we finally got some sunshine, it was like 54 degrees. I sat outside for like 5 hours and just like got crazy burned. My face is all orange. Like it, and just looking for opportunities to just get outside, even if it's just sitting there and listening to music and getting drunk. That's all I can do.
That's all you can do. That's all anyone can do.
That and edit. That's all I can do.
I saw another meme, and it was like normally, like every March ever, and it's just like snow and bad weather, and then it's like quarantine March and like sunny and 70. It's like,
that's funny.
Other than the snow we got last night, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's been kind of true. You know, we got a small snowstorm, but that was before the whole quarantine thing and everything. So.
Well, I know, and then of course, like that snow, you know, if it snows here, it's more than likely snowing in Tahoe. I feel like it has to be. And I just wanted to do something. I was like, well, my plans just blew up in my face. I want to hang out with someone, have fun with all my friends, or you know, whatever. And this was back before they even put us on lockdown, and then can't even do that because like, oh, we're expecting 2 to 5 feet.
Can't get anywhere.
My God,
that's when you're lucky if you're in Tahoe, because then everything's closed, so you could just go you can just go backcountry skiing, snowboarding, whatever. Like, but there was like an avalanche because there's like all those are closed right now. And nobody's supposed to be up there. Yeah, and people like the locals are able to get out there and snowmobile up to spots. But there was like a small avalanche. I think everyone's fine.
Avalanches are crazy.
Scary. Super scary, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This weather, it has been nice. At least we've gotten a couple of nice days, and it's supposed to start getting nice again, which will be kind of nice as long as we can leave. It's gonna be really bad.
I know. If it gets to the point where they say you can't leave your house, I'm just
that sucks.
That's where depression sets in. I feel like because I don't,
just locked up.
And I know there's like a million posts on social media like, oh, you know, your ancestors had to, you know, fight in the war. You just have to stay home. It's like, all right. Granted, like the World War III would have been a lot worse than this, you know, but I don't want to sit home and like I want to be able to
get
go
roasted
outside
for all that. No, I agree. I mean, it is it's just boring to sit at home. Obviously, I'm not complaining, saying it's like difficult.
Yeah.
It's just boring. But if you're allowed to go outside, to combat that, I think a lot of the people that are saying that are like, people are complaining that they have to stay home, but you're still able to go exercise. Like some of the people I was watching in Texas, he's like, man, get outside. Like, you know, because he said that same thing, like, you know, our grandparents were doing this and that, and you just have to like chill. Yeah. Like, and you're complaining. Well, I was like, I'm not complaining. I just don't want to have to not be able to like go hike. Because in my mind, it's like, it doesn't make sense if I'm going on a hike and there's nobody around.
Well, have you noticed how many people are around now?
On certain hikes. On certain, like the super local ones that everybody, it's like, everybody can go.
Just driving over here, I saw, I think, like 5 to 10 different groups of people walking. I was like, wow. Dude, like, you never see, you know, it's like, what is this, year 2000?
Yeah, you might
when
see
people
like
actually went outside.
One person like running before where it's like now like, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's good. It's like, you know, they're people who are probably in the same house, so they're already interacting with each other, and then they go outside and you can at least like go walk, go do something. Like that's good. Like,
I definitely think there's like huge benefits to what's going on right now. Like just like for me personally, it's forcing me to get creative, as creative as I can. You know, I'm just trying to think like, what do I do to occupy my time? I don't want to sit and do nothing. I want to get better at my craft. So I just try and think about what kind of stuff. And so like a few days ago, I mean, it normally takes me a long time just to make one post, you know, because there's just so much work that goes into like one VFX thing that I've been doing. But like it was like every day, and it was, you know, I'm like learning so much and
pumping out all this stuff.
Yeah, so it's like if there's ever been something that you couldn't get to or you wanted to learn, it's like you have nowhere to be.
So much time.
Like most people, you know, besides the essentials.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's, you know, it's good and bad in terms of, like you said, like you can stay home, you can actually get things done. I mean, like I was doing some yard work the other day that I could finally do, because it's like you don't have an excuse of like I don't have enough time. It's like I have enough time now. You know, and
now it's just laziness.
Yeah, now you're just being lazy, right? Not getting stuff done. And I think where people are really appreciating it are people that don't get to spend a lot of time with family.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we're around my family, we work together, so we've been interacting all the time. So it's kind of nice. Like we go over and we have some dinner, we can hang out, we can play some card games, and like you know, it's not. We still have to work and do the behind the scenes things, but you know, we're not having to go to like physically go to work, so we just have time to actually hang out. And I think those are the people that probably appreciate it a lot. It's cool. So
no, yeah, it definitely. I felt like I was unhappy with it for like the first 2 days, and then like just a little mind shift switch, and I was like, okay. You know, I'm just going to use this time.
Exactly.
Like, because, I mean, sometimes my life does feel like quarantine. Like, I will have no work. I have no one to hang out with because everyone's busy. And I'm just like, what do I do? And now I don't even have to feel guilty about that.
Exactly.
And so I just figure out other things to do. And I just think if you ever needed to learn anything or do anything, like, you just knock that out now.
Yeah, I agree. Because a lot of times,
excuses.
Yeah, like when you're working, you come home, you want to kind of like relax, but like for us, like we have employees and people that kind of count on us, right? So you're always kind of thinking of like what you can do, how you can make things better. So it is kind of nice, like that part shut down. It's like, I'm still very stressed because, you know, all of those guys, they don't have work right now. We obviously, you know, there's nothing for us to do. We have no kids to coach. There's nothing, you know, we can't do anything. We've stopped all payments, so people, you know, our gym's not getting paid, like nothing's happening, right? So it's like, you're stressed about that, but at the same time, it's like, there's nothing I can do about it, so at least I can hang out at home, like you said, get things done around the house, learn something, and do stuff like that, so it's crazy.
Well, yeah, now I was looking to get the mark.
We're getting there. We've got a time limit, guys, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up, but first episode of A Drink with Jake, and the I don't know if the next one or how we're gonna go back and forth, but make sure you guys are on the lookout for a mix with Vic on his channel, and we'll have everything linked below for you guys. So
and subscribe to our channels.
Yeah, check it out. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Awesome. Cheers.